Hi there, Shell Abrams here. I've been following along with some environmental things lately. You've got the Dakota Access Pipeline at Standing Rock, and not many people are aware that we have one of the biggest coal mines that Australia and possibly the world has seen about to happen in Queensland, right next to the Great Barrier Reef, which will lead to the death of the entire reef. And we also have a gas line which is being planned to go through the Northern Territory and destroy massive amounts of beautiful, beautiful land up there. And this is happening all over the world. We have this mad rush for oil and coal. Partly it's there's a variety of things for this. Partly it's because we're getting down to the dregs now. I believe that we are, there might be like a bajillion barrels of oil left in the earth, but considering there were 200 million gajillion gabillion to begin with, we're getting down to the end little bits now. And it has also become unfavorable. People all around the world are now fighting for clean, renewable, sustainable energy from the sun, from wind, from wave movement, heat pools coming up, ways that are natural and in harmony with the earth. And we want to pull away from all these harmful fossil fuels. So you have a diminishing amount of resource, and a diminishing demand is going to drive up the price. So these companies are trying to get as much out of the earth as they can before it loses its wonder status in the world, and people switch off and they can't get any more money out of it because it's all about the bottom line. But the other interesting thing that I've become more aware of than usual, and this is what I want to talk about here, is the difference in attitude, in perception of the leaders of these big fossil fuel industries and the rest of us. Back in around the 1980s, the big industry started to think globally. They realized that most of our borders in the world are artificial. They're man-made. Kings or chieftains or whoever, way back when, agreed that there'd be this line that, all this up to here is my land and all that up to there is your land, and all that. And, borders have been contested over time. The borders around your country now weren't always the borders around your country. But borders are artificial. We make them. If it's excuse me, if it's not a mountain range or an ocean, which are beautifully wonderful natural demarcations, then it's man-made. And these very rich, very greedy corporation leaders sort of broadened out their mind. They went beyond their borders, their country's borders. So they stopped thinking nationally and started to think globally. But we are still thinking nationally. We're still thinking about the effect on our country. And we need to stop, because we are not at their level. We are not thinking at their level, and we are not fighting at their level. And if you want to beat them now, we need to connect all over the world. We need to start thinking of ourselves as global citizens, not just a patriot of the land that I happen to be living in right now, but a patriot of the earth. And why is this important? Well, let's take Standing Rock for an example. They've got a pipeline going through Dakota and I think another couple of states as well, and they're going to be running this oil through there. And if there's a leak and a natural spill, well, it's going to damage the soil and the water in America. That's not the big problem here, because you need to think bigger than that. Yeah, that's an absolutely really bad problem. But bigger than that is that oil that does get through, what happens to it at the other end? Well, it gets shipped to another country. it gets turned into products like petrol to run cars, which releases massive amounts of carbon into the atmosphere of the earth. It's used to make plastics and other products which go around the world, and when they're being made, they release carbons into the atmosphere which affect the entire world. So even though coal is being dug out of Queensland, the carbon footprint and the disastrous effects that's going to have for the climate will affect the entire world, not just Queensland. The oil from America that is being dug up, the effects of that, not just America, the entire world. The effects are global. So we need to start seeing ourselves as global citizens, as people who happen to be living on this bit of land, but are a citizen of the entire planet. We need to start connecting at that level with each other. See what the similarities are. What are the things we have in common? Let's connect with people. If we want to fight to save this planet, we have to do it as citizens of a planet. We can no longer look at these dividing lines that were created and say, well, I'm going to fight for this bit because that's my country, and that bit over there, well, you can go to hell. We have to stop that attitude, because the planet is one. The planet is interconnected. The planet does not say, my river that has been contaminated with toxic chemicals and flows, well, I'm just going to stop those toxic chemicals here because that's a border for a different country, so I'm only going to flow to here. It flows along the entire length of the river out to the ocean, and all rivers go to the ocean or a sea. It flows the entire length of the way. When there is an oil spill, the oil flows. It doesn't stop at borderlines. It flows, it contaminates, it just destroys everything in its path. And we need to start thinking globally. This is one planet with one heartbeat, with one destiny. Because let's face it, one country isn't going to die off. They all will. When the trees are gone, the oxygen for the whole planet is gone. When the water is poisoned, the water for the whole planet is gone. We need to connect, and we need to do it now. Start thinking globally. Start to connect with people on the level of being a citizen of Earth.